Leadership is not an individual. A leader is an individual, but leadership, SHIP, is not an individual. Leadership is a system.
So I did a bit of research on my guest for today, and he's an amazing person. He's a very amazing person. He was selected as a Mandela Washington Fellow by United States State Department in 2016, and that was basically due to his leadership capabilities and potentials, pretty much. He's the founder of Triola Aina Foundation, right? Where he creates new possibilities and basically makes life better through community development, investing in kids, youth. He's a firm believer that the youth are not just leaders of tomorrow, that they are partners in progress towards community and nation development. So people, we are in for a good time. Stay tuned to the end. And this is brought to you by F&K Savings. They are my partner. I want to thank them for this opportunity. I've been doing this for a while, but decided to partner with me. And also thank you, Mr. Fola, for joining us. We hope to learn a lot from you. So I'm bringing in Fola now. Send the request. Just a minute. So while I'm waiting for him to join, let me give you guys a bit background about this. So the whole idea. Hey, good evening.
Aaron, how are you doing?
I'm very great. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It means a lot to all of us.
You're welcome. Hope you can hear me. Hope you can see me well.
I can see you very well. I can hear you. You're looking absolutely handsome.
Good.
I mean, you're looking good.
Thank you very much. Good.
Okay, so I was about to give a bit of background to the reason why we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
So we believe here that leadership is actually in every one of us. Like, we are all leaders. It's not about the position. It's not about whether we are born by a rich father or mother. But leadership is that seed that is inherent in every human being. And so the essence of our conversation is pretty much to inspire leaders to act, right? Some people don't know that they carry that leadership trust on them. Some do know, but they don't know what to do. And that is why this conversation is very important. And having it with someone like you is an opportunity. So that's why we start with why. Because like Simon Sinek said, you need to start from asking why, either in business, in leadership, or whatever sphere you are. So my first question is going to be, how would you advise people go about clarity of purpose? Because that's the first thing if you ask me. So clarity of purpose is very important. So what's your advice for people who seem not to find their way, or people who are confused, people who have tried something, failed at it, can't gather that confidence to start all over again? What's your advice from personal experience, Mr. Fola?
Okay. Once again, hello everyone. My name is Fola Aina. Thank you very much for having me here, Okoyemi, and also to the sponsors of this event. I want to say a big thank you. And to all our viewers, I also want to say a big thank you for joining us. Just before I proceed, I want to crave Okoyemi's indulgence to perhaps maybe save this video on your wall afterwards, so that a lot more people can benefit from it. Because what I'm going to be sharing this evening, I can assure you, I think you probably haven't read anywhere before. They are my first-hand experiences, and they are things that I have personally put into practice. So going by your question about how to discover one's purpose, I would say for a start that everyone is placed on the face of the earth for a reason. Okay? That reason essentially is your unique assignment, right? And that unique assignment translates to your purpose. Okay, so if you just indulge me, I'll try to take it a bit, slowly so that people can get a follow. I'm sure perhaps afterwards, you probably open up for Q&A. I don't know how you want to do it, but I'm just, going to try as much as possible to teach, so to speak. So everyone was placed on the face of the earth for a unique assignment. That assignment is unique to you, it's unique to me. Each and every one of us has our unique assignments. Now, the entirety of that assignment is our purpose. The question then is, how do I identify my own purpose as unique to me and different from Okoyemi's own? So you first of all have to understand that you are on the face of the earth for an assignment, and that assignment is your purpose. Now, having said that, what then is my own purpose? How do I locate my purpose? And again, to the best of my ability, I'm going to be using my own practical experiences. So, for instance, I knew my purpose for my life at the age of 18. I have a sheet of paper when I was 18 years old where I wrote everything I was going to do at 20, at 25, at 30, at 35, all a culmination towards my grand assignment. So for instance, right, at the age of 18, when I was just about to start my bachelor's degree, I knew that I was going to do a master's degree in international development policy. Are we together?
Yeah.
Okay. So take note, just before I started my BSc degree, if I even gained admission for an undergraduate degree, I'd already written down on that same piece of paper that I will be doing a master's in international development policy, because I knew that to be able to achieve my ultimate purpose, to achieve and execute my assignment to the best of my abilities, I need to know what tools I need to pick up along the way. And I knew that doing a master's or having a master's in international development policy would be very instrumental in helping me acquire the needed knowledge and expertise to execute my assignments. So I'd already written it down and I knew it. Now, to cut a long story short, by the grace of God, for those who are aware, I'm currently doing a PhD. Now, fast track from the age of 18 to my current age, I don't only have a BSc degree, but I hold two master's degrees. One of which, your guess is as good as mine, a master's degree in international development policy. You can see that level of consistency and focus at the age of 18. Because I had a roadmap and a plan I was working towards in achieving my assignment, which gave meaning to my purpose. Now, it's not just easy for everyone to say, oh, at the age of 18, they already know what their purpose in life is.
Yeah.
Not everyone may be that fortunate, and I understand that, and I'm sensitive to that, right? So the question then is, what can I do? What do I need to do? How do I discover this purpose? And I tell people two simple things. In every individual person's life, from the day you're born to the day you, I think the age of 18, 20, 30, 40, 50, over up to the day you leave the face of the earth. Okay, I mean, there's something unique to you that other people find different. And I'll give you very practical examples. For instance, if you see a woman carrying a child at her back on the streets, begging for money, for you, that may touch you. That, oh, wow, I wish I could do something to help this woman. Right? Somebody else may see that and say, oh, well, it's unfortunate. That's how the society is. Life is hard. But for you, you don't stop at that is hard. That is how society is. For you, you don't stop there. Something in your mind tells you, no. Something can be done about this. Something can be done about this. Something can be done to alleviate the plight of this woman. Now, when you begin to pay attention to the things that are unique to you, the things that spur up and ignite passion, take note of the word, passion towards action. Passion towards action. That is the first pointer to what your purpose is in life. That is the first pointer to what your purpose is in life. So like I said, somebody else may see that scenario and just say, oh, this is not a big deal. But for you, you may be like, there's something about this. Let me give you another very practical example. And I tell parents this all the time. So sometimes children, when they're growing up as toddlers, they may love to play with trains, trains and cars and everything, or they may be very curious. They may like to open things, close them deliberately, open them, close them deliberately. Now with parents, it's very easy to just say, oh, stop doing that, and then they shout at the child and the child just gets fidgety and then the child drops it. Now I tell parents there's a place to discipline a child, but it's also a place to nurture a child's curiosity. Because for all you know, at that early stage, a child that you see that likes playing with trains and playing with cars, if you are able to nurture that child carefully over the years along those interests, it may surprise you that is an early indication in life that child intends to end up as a mechanical engineer, for instance, because they are fascinated by mobility. by motion, by the movement of things. So for another child now, you just see cars moving around and the child is like, and so what? That's not a big deal. So there's something unique to you that triggers passion when you see it. You can't just walk by and not pay attention to that thing. It is a pointer to what is unique about you. That's the first one. Take note. Then the second one also, we're still talking about how to discover your passion, right? And your purpose. Is that the same way also, is the same way people may also come across certain things, right, in life that is just normal to them. It's just normal to them. So maybe, for instance, you heard that someone stole money, right? And people are like, but that's the norm now. People steal money all the time. What's the big deal? I mean, this kind of society, people steal money. But for you, you get angered. You get aggravated. You're like, no. That should not be the case. That should not be the case. Something must be done to address this kind of thing. Why should that man steal money like that? By stealing this kind of money, doesn't he know he's endangering the lives of so many people? In other words, the second pointer to discovering your purpose is the thing that infuriates you. That thing that infuriates you is unique to you. What infuriates you is unique to you. In other words, it is a pointer for something you need to take action on. Take note of those two strong pointers. The first one is something you are passionate about, that other people will just say and say, what's the big deal? Why does this one like cars like this? There's something unique about you that makes you like cars. The second one is what infuriates you, what makes you angry. That normally will make other people angry. But why is it making you angry? Then it says that there's something unique about you. Now take notes in summary, because I know you have a couple of questions. In summary, it also means, right, that your passions and what infuriates you, the first and the second points, are a function of your environment. Because it is by seeing and by hearing and by being exposed to certain things that you discover what you're passionate about and what you're not passionate about, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what infuriates you, and what spurs you on. So in other words, my point is environment is key. Environment is key to nurturing purpose. Are you following me?
I'm following you.
Environment is key to nurturing purpose. Outside of your environment, your purpose ceases to exist. I'll take that again. Outside of your environment, your purpose ceases to exist. In other words, you cannot achieve your assignments if you don't have the platform to achieve it. That platform is your environment. What you're called to do, what you're called to solve, what you're called to address, what you're called to invent, what you're called to discover, all of that cannot happen outside of your environment. In wrapping up the answer to this same first question, because I'm dwelling a lot on this question, I'm taking my time because I know this is something that a lot of young people, struggle with, right? Now, in wrapping up, let me add one more thing. If your environment is central to you successfully discovering and achieving your purpose and your assignments in life, then it's also important to know that at every point in time in life, you may have control over your environment, one, and two, you may not have control over your environment. And I'll quickly explain this. When you have control over your environment is when, for instance, you are an adult and you can make decisions and you can decide, today I'm leaving Lagos, I'm moving to Abuja. That is a conscious decision you can make on your own as an adult, for instance. But there are certain times where you may find yourself embedded in an environment by virtue of decisions you made. For instance, maybe you're studying in university, or maybe you were born into a particular home, a particular vicinity, a particular local government, a particular family, arrangement and all of that. You may not necessarily have control over that. The most important thing to note is that for every environment you find yourself in, there is a lesson to be learned in that environment that helps you to review your purpose. So in other words, in summary, your purpose is not static. Your purpose is mobile. Your purpose takes on the form of mobility. If your purpose was static, then the purpose to which you have today will not still be the same purpose you had yesterday. Because as your environment changes, remember, you are rediscovering yourself as a result of your exposure to certain things that's making you review who you are. It's the same way all your life, you've been thinking that you like shrimps, for instance, shrimps. And then all of a sudden you moved to Asia, where shrimps is commonplace. Maybe there's a lot of seafood in that area. And then you just discover that all of a sudden you've been eating so much shrimps, you're tired of eating shrimps. Have you found out that your environment has made you discover something new about yourself that you did not know before, that you can actually get out of shrimps? Can you see what's happening? So your environment is key to discover, helping you unravel and unpack your purpose. I'll keep that down for now.
Okay, Fola. I mean, you can go on and on, but I think we need to move. So, people, that's it. Environment, your passion, and what gets you angry works in a way that it helps you discover who you are, your purpose.
What aggravates you?
Pretty much. Yeah. So my second question is talking about start with why. It's important that people understand how to now set goals, setting goals to help them get to their destination, or should I say destination, or their place of fulfillment now. So setting goals, really. So how did that play out for you after you discovered yourself? How were you able to structure those steps you need to take that leads to where you are today?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So for me, there's something I do when it comes to achieving goals, and make sure my goals are measurable, realistic, and achievable. I'll say that again: measurable, realistic, and achievable. Now let me start with measurable. Remember I told you that before I started my first degree, I already knew what I was going to study for a master's. In fact, I had not gotten admission into university yet. The conversation I was having with people were talking, my mates, my parents were talking about, going for their BSc and all of that. And I was talking about what I would do for my master's. In other words, I'd set something that was going to be measurable. That in 4 years, I'll be done with this BSc. In another 4 years, another 2 years after that, I would have gotten this master's. In another 3 years, I would have been doing this. It was measurable. And it was also realistic. Realistic in the sense that, okay, so to get a master's, I probably need to obtain a bachelor's degree first.
Yeah.
Or to pursue a PhD, I probably must have needed to have a master's first. You can see that one is being realistic leading up to the other one.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I need to know is it attainable? Are these goals attainable? So if, for instance, I knew I wanted to study a master's degree, which I eventually did in international development policy, were there schools in the world that offer that kind of course? Or is it that to study that kind of course, the only place to study it is except if I go to Mars? How will I go to Mars and study international development policy and then come back to Earth? That's not attainable.
Yeah.
That's not attainable.
And you have been unrealistic too.
And I've been unrealistic. So is it measurable? Is it realistic? And is it attainable? Now, in all of these three things, one thing rings across all three of them. Time. If something is going to be measurable, it must be within the ambience of time. If it's going to be realistic, it must be within the ambience of time, meaning that there's a right time for it and there's a wrong time for it. And if it's going to be attainable, then it also means that it's a function of the availability of time. If you don't have time to achieve something, how will you achieve it in the first place? Are we together?
I'm with you.
Very good. Having said this, in summary, my goals, I made sure they were always measurable, they were always realistic, and they were always attainable. And for every goal I set, and I found myself struggling in it after commencing, since I already had my yardstick for measuring how these goals were going to be achieved, I always went back and asked myself, is there a problem somewhere? So let's go back to measurability now. Since I had said that this goal could be measured, could be measurable, and I had located 4 years to do something, and now I find myself doing it in by the end of the 4th year, I've not finished it. My common sense, you told me that, Fola, it's time to revisit this goal again. Is it what going on with? Is it what pursuing further? Or rather, is it what putting a stop to? And perhaps picking up something new? Also, in light of things, Fola, is it now reasonable? Let me give you a practical example about whether it's being reasonable. So let's say that a couple of years ago, I planned that I was going to study how to learn how to use the old computers, the very first computers that Microsoft made. Right? That's just my own goal to be as a computer scientist. I want to learn how to use the first Microsoft packages that Microsoft made. Now, to the best of my ability, we're probably, if I'm not mistaken, we're probably using Windows 10 now or Windows something.
Understand.
How realistic is it in 2020 to say I'm looking for the first Microsoft package to learn? Where will I find it? How realistic is that goal? So I might have planned to do it initially, but at a point in time, I need to go back and sit down and see how realistic it is in light of what time.
Time, yeah.
Is it now feasible to still go about and achieve that thing? And lastly, how attainable is it? In other words, still going back to the Microsoft example, where can I even find that kind of package, that kind of Microsoft package again, to even learn it, let alone now be a master in it? So and let me also say this, which I know a lot of people may have, a concern a lot of people have in their minds, is that no goal is cast in stone. No goal is cast in stone. If you could have conceived it, then the route to achieving it may not necessarily be linear. I'll say that again. If you have conceived it in your mind, the route to getting to that goal may not be linear. In other words, it may not be only one-sided. If Opeyemi's goal is to move from Lagos to Abuja, there are different ways to get from Lagos to Abuja. Opeyemi may decide to go by foot. He may decide to go by car. He may decide to go by bus. Or he may decide to go by train. Or he may decide to go by air.
I like to fly.
May decide to go by air. But ultimately, at the end of the day, after all is said and done, Opeyemi has gotten to what is the goal.
Abuja.
But the question is, were there other ways you could have gotten to that goal? Still don't forget that everything, all the examples I also gave about the destination, there's one thing that also ran across all of them. Time. Imagine how long it would take if you were trekking from Lagos to Abuja. Then imagine how long it would take if you use the flight.
Okay, let me ask a question then before you continue. It's still in the light of that question.
Yes.
So, in identifying what steps to take to get to Abuja, that leads me to strategy development.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, I'd like you to touch on that part, strategy development, towards achieving your purpose.
Very good. Very good. Now, you see, no man, and I'm taking a quote directly from the Bible, no man that considers building a house does not first sit down and weigh the cost. Let me first start from that threshold. That's a strategy development. If the goal is to move from Lagos to Abuja, and a flight ticket costs 50,000 naira from Lagos to Abuja, well, I have what? 10,000 naira. Okay, shouldn't I give myself brain and enter car and get to Abuja? Now, somebody's mind now, somebody is thinking that that's very easy now. Of course, that's very obvious now. That's very obvious now. Just you spend 10,000 and enter the car that leads you to Abuja. But on the other hand, Opeyemi, that is the wrong approach. That's the wrong approach. If you have 10,000 naira and you need to get to Abuja, you don't spend 10,000 naira on transport to Abuja. You don't spend 10,000 naira on transport to Abuja. What you do is you probably spend half that amount with the mindset that on getting to Abuja, I may still need to come back to Lagos. 1. 2, for the duration that I'll be in Abuja, I probably need to fend for myself an accommodation and feeding. Aha. Now you see the decision to weigh these options in itself is strategic. And when you're doing strategic planning, you are simply allocating scarce resources towards insatiable goals. I'll say that again. You are allocating scarce resources towards insatiable goals. Your goals, the desires, the needs, the wants of man generally are insatiable. Okay, if you're earning salary of 1 billion naira every month, I can assure you your desires, your goals will never be enough. You will just, something new will come up again that you're pursuing. That will say, if only if I just had 2 billion, my problem will be solved. Even when you start making that 2 billion, your next target will be, only if I just have 5 billion, all my worries will be solved. So man's wants, man's needs are insatiable. But then the question is, if my wants and my needs are insatiable, on the other hand, the resources I have to achieving them, on the other hand, are scarce. There's a limit on those ones. So my wants have no limits, my desires have no limits, but the resources to acquiring them has a limit. What does my common sense tell me to do? Prioritize. Prioritize, right? Prioritize. That's 1. 2, a smart person. Let's go back to the analogy of Lagos to Abuja. A smart person who knows that he has 10,000 naira, he needs to go to Abuja for 1 day and come back. That 1 day, we'll spend money on accommodation, we'll spend money on feeding, we'll probably spend money on local transportation, moving around, and of course, the bus fare from that Lagos to Abuja and coming back. Now, when a smart person may defer, this is a very important point, may defer that trip. Even if he sits down, he does his cost analysis, and he finds out that actually this 10K will take me and come back. The plan is set in motion. A smart person, on the other hand, would defer that trip. What he will do is to think of a way he can multiply that 10,000 to 20,000. Once he has multiplied his 10,000 to 20,000, he can now take off the 10,000, go to Abuja, come back to Lagos, and continue living a big boy life. So sometimes, and again, take note of everything I'm saying. There's one factor that cuts across every single thing I'm saying. Time. Even to multiply scarce resources. To multiply scarce resources is a function of time. So the person that wants to go to the Abuja, for instance, maybe he wants to relocate to Abuja, but he thinks that, okay, well, I've heard what Mr. Fola said. Let me invest this 10,000 in one agricultural venture that will yield 20,000 after 3 months. Then in 3 months, I can now embark on my trip to Abuja. After all, I just want to go to Abuja and see Abuja for the fun of, I've been to Abuja, Now, okay, don't forget that even to invest money in a profit-yielding venture in itself is a function of time. Because if you plant today, it does not mean you will reap tomorrow. Whatever the agricultural investment you want to invest in will probably take some time to germinate before you now harvest. So every decision, strategic planning is a function of time. Every solid, airtight strategic planning must inculcate the factor of time if it's going to be successful. It may seem good on paper, but the question is, if it is subjected to the test of time, how will it fare? How will it survive? So what does that tell your intelligent mind, Okwemi? That what may seem good today, what may seem as a perfect plan today, may need revising tomorrow.
Hmm.
We need revising
The
tomorrow.
reason we need to start with why.
Yes. So for every time you embark on something, and let me use myself as a personal example. So when people, and I say this very humbly, I'm not sure if you saw that some time ago, not so long ago, my foundation did a profile on me. And before they did that profile on me, it was a big struggle because I didn't want them to do it. But for them, it was just their own way of saying, why not? Because we have this Monday motivation spotlight we do. So on Mondays, we just take a random young person from all over the world, preferably an African, a Nigerian that's doing so well, and we showcase, their achievements. So for that particular Monday, my foundation contacted me and they said, you know what, it's you we want to showcase today. I was like, please don't expose me like this. Don't do this to me. And then they eventually went on and then they, with my permission, they showcased me. Now, when people saw my profile, people said, you mean, I started getting a lot of messages. People say, so you mean you've done all these things at this age? You've done all this, you've achieved all these things at this age? Because a lot of people wouldn't have known if not that the foundation profiled me, Now, my response to them was, the things you are hailing me for, I am grateful for you for hailing me for those things. But do you think that one day I just stood up and woke up and stood up and said, you know what, I'm embarking on this journey. And whatever happens, I must reach this destination. Or do you actually think that along the way, I didn't have to refine my strategy every now and then to make me get to where I am today? So no plan, no goal, no matter what it is cast in stone. If it can be conceived first in the mind, then it can also be adjusted first in the mind. Very important. I'll leave it at that in the interest of time.
Okay, so and this is my last question, guys. If you have any question, I've seen 2 questions. If you have any question, you can just drop it in the comments section. So back to the leadership traits. Some people believe that leaders are not people who necessarily inspire others, but help others to get to where they never thought they would be. So it means that if I want to be at point A, and I think that when I get to point A, I'll get to B. So a leader is somebody who helps me get to point C, even from A, meaning that helping me achieve beyond,
that target,
what I want to. Yeah. So my question basically is, in all of these complex leadership concepts, and there are a lot of concepts around leadership, a lot of theories. From personal experience, who is a leader, and how should a leader live a life that will be full of fulfillment and achievement?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. You can already tell how excited I am, and you know why? It's like you already pointed out. It's interesting that a lot of people claim to be leadership experts. A lot of people claim to be doing short courses in leadership. You see someone that said, "Oh, today I just finished a 3-day short course in leadership. I just finished a 1-week course in leadership." In fact, it's been interesting to know that some 3 to 5 years ago, the leadership industry was close to, if I'm not exaggerating, was close to over $10 million US. I'm sure that figure is probably billion US dollars, to show that it's a huge market. A lot of people brand themselves as leadership experts, leadership. See, like I said, people do leadership for 3 days, short course in leadership training, 1 week. In my own case, and I say this very humbly, I am studying a PhD in leadership studies. You know what it means to study a PhD, focusing on leadership. And I say this very humbly. I know what I know when it comes to leadership. I know what leadership is. I know what leadership is not. And let me first start by saying, in every way you describe leadership can be situated in 4 things, 4 key areas. The first is leadership by personality. Leadership by personality. Leadership by personality is the situation where you see that somebody, maybe I'll give very quick examples. So you've probably seen someone that is very tall, handsome, wearing sharp suits, and then people say, this guy is the leader. This guy is the leader. So that definition of leadership is what we call the Weberian school of leadership, right? People bestow leadership on a person based on charisma. This person is very tall, very nice looking. This guy is a good leader. In fact, there's even a research that says that people who are generally tall make for better presidents. There's a research that people who are tall will be good presidents. There's a research about it. Now, all that school of thought is the personality, leadership by personality. Now, there's also what we call leadership by position. Leadership by position. Leadership has been conferred on certain people as a result of that position. I'll give you a very good example. If we're all honking our cars, trying to go, in traffic, left, right, center, and all of a sudden one man just comes to the middle, and then he dons on a traffic warden uniform, and he tells everybody, wait here, you go, you come first, you go. People are more likely inclined to listen to that man because of the uniform he's wearing, and the state has conferred on him certain authority to go to direct traffic. So we see him as a leader, leading us in the right direction to avoid chaos. Leadership by what? Authority. Does that make some sense? Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Now, the third one is leadership by results. Leadership by results. So let's say, for instance, there's a man that when it comes to a certain field in life, everybody knows that this guy, if you want to get this thing, you need to talk to this guy first. No. Usain Bolt. If you want to run, you want to play tennis, go and talk to Serena Williams. If you want to do computer, talk to Bill Gates. Yeah. Their results make them leaders in that field. The results they produce already make them leaders in that field. Now, when all those three, you see all those three, as important as they are, and this is my personal opinion, the most important of all of them is the fourth dimension of leadership, which is called leadership by process. Process-based leadership. You hardly hear this, but like I said when I started, I said I'm studying a PhD in leadership, so I know what I'm saying. You can see the difference with someone that is claiming that he knows leadership and then someone that's actually studying at PhD level. You can see that I broke it down. There's something called process-based leadership. And I'll give you a very practical example. Okay? Now imagine 5 people in a room, and all of a sudden that room catches fire. And the exit is jammed. No way to exit that building. Only one window. But that window is high. So people are skeptical to jump out of the window to save their lives, right? Then all of a sudden, one guy, out of the 5 of them, one guy just said, see, my people, let me tell you what's happening here. You see this scenario we're experiencing right now? Me, I've been through this scenario before. I can assure you, the only way for us to survive is if we break that window and we go. I know people are afraid that if we jump out, we'll not survive, but me, I've done it before. The same height, the same distance. I've jumped it before. And I've survived. You people should please follow me. Let us do this. This is our only way to survive. You see the way that guy is talking to those people? And they're saying, are you sure? When did you do it? What year did you do it? What building was it? Where in Lagos did you do this thing? Are you sure it's the same kind of building? You see that exchange of influence, He's trying to influence and convince them towards a shared goal and objective, survival. And this, they're exchanging influence with him. They're clearing his doubts. They're trying to ascertain whether or not he knows. You see that process is what leadership is. That is what leadership. Leadership is the exchange of influence towards shared goals and objectives. The exchange of influence towards mutually agreed goals and objectives. So the moment of when you see someone who says, without me, nothing can happen here, that person is not a leader. In fact, leadership is not an individual. Let me say it again. Leadership is not an individual. A leader is an individual. But leadership, SHIP, is not an individual. Leadership is a system. It's a process that culminates in the exchange of influence, towards shared goals and objectives. So a leader knows that, going back to your initial question, that a leader knows that Okwemi is trying to move from point A to point B. A leader can, the right leadership framework, someone who is practicing the right leadership framework, take note of what I'm using, someone who is practicing the right leadership framework is someone who is able to convince Okwemi that you are trying to move from Lagos to Abuja by road. But I can assure you that if you invest your money and give it 3 months, since you're not in a hurry to go to Abuja now, you can probably double that amount of money from 10,000 to 20,000. Then perhaps take a flight at your convenience. Your safety is guaranteed. You're less stressed and all that. And Okwemi says, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Is that a better way?" You see that exchange to get you to still achieving your goal, which is to get to the Abuja, but in a better time-saving way. Leadership process. As process-based leadership. Exchange of influence towards mutually linked or mutually agreed goals and objectives. So the question then, Okwemi, is what is the standing ultimate word that is substituted for leadership? Influence. In the absence of influence, there is no leadership. That's one. Most people that claim to be leadership experts stop there. But permit me to also add that in the absence of mutually agreed goals, remember, mutually agreed goals, there's also no leadership. So two things make the leadership process airtight. One, exchange of influence. I'm not your oga, I'm not your boss. I'm just trying to influence you. When I'm forcing myself to influence you and trying to show my own way down your throat, Okwemi, I'm no longer a leader. I'm now what? An autocrat. I'm a dictator. You know? And then, as long as the goal is to help me achieve my own purpose and achieve your own purpose, a purpose that both of us share, or both of us are trying to get to Lagos and to Abuja, and I say, "Okwemi, let's not go by car. Let's save our money and go later in 3 months. We can afford flights by then." It is towards a shared goal that both of us want. We're trying to get to Abuja, but at the end of the day, I've exchanged influence and persuaded you in a way that will benefit the both of us. We'll go through plane, we'll be comfortable, we'll serve us food in the plane, and we'll enjoy AC on the plane, and we shall go to our Abuja. That is leadership by process. And that is the most authentic version of leadership. So at the end of the day, Okwemi, let me go back to my my own practical case, because I am trying as much as possible to also give relatable examples, right? So having said that, Okwemi, I've had many people ask me that, so Mr. Fola, you say you are the founder of Triola Aina Foundation. How did you found this foundation? And we know that you are based abroad. You're doing your PhD abroad. How is it that you founded a foundation from abroad? A foundation that is based in Nigeria. You founded it from abroad. And then you're not even in Nigeria, yet the foundation has done so much. My answer is simply this, Okwemi, and I hope you hold on to this. If there's anything you hold on to, I hope you hold on to this. My response is simply this. If the only time things work in your organization is when you are present, Okwemi, then you are not a leader. You are a boss. People are only trying to please you. That's why they're moving up and down, because you are present. But if you are absent and things can still go on well, smoothly, without Okwemi being physically present in the organization, then Okwemi has been a successful leader who has been able to transfer the vision to the people. So the best leaders are those who equip others to achieve shared goals and objectives without necessarily standing in their way. Does it make sense now? Those are the best leaders. But those who insist and say, no, do it this way, go this way, do this way, nothing can happen until I give approval. Those are bosses, not leaders. Those are bosses, not leaders. I hope this has been very enlightening and informative.
It has been. I mean, it's a lot to take in, but I'll listen to this session again. I'll save it as promised. So guys, if there's anyone with any question to ask Mr. Fola, this is the time to ask. This is the time to ask, because I'm not in your mind, so I don't know what your thoughts are. So just put your question right here and we'll answer your question. I mean, thanks a lot for this opportunity. This is how far Instagram can allow us. I wish we can do this. I don't know if you are coming to Nigeria soon, but if you are coming, please let me know.
It's interesting.
FRK will be glad to host you.
It's interesting.
We're
While
glad to
we're
host you.
waiting for
Yeah.
the questions, you know, it's interesting that I was actually planning a youth summit. You know,
Okay.
you know, for young people. You know, my plan was to just, you know, give a bit of some leadership training and mentorship sessions in Nigeria. I was planning to do that in April, but because of the global pandemic, I'm having to to revise that goal, that objective, which goes back to strategic planning now. I couldn't have been trying to do that in the midst of the global pandemic. You can see that the global pandemic has had to make me shift that plan. That's what we're talking about, strategic planning and make sure that your goals are measurable, you know, and attainable. You know, so if no flights were going to be flying, there's no way I could say I'm coming to Nigeria. So these are things that I plan to do, and you know, over the coming months, my foundation is going to be doing a lot of things. I don't know if you follow us on social media. You see that we're quite active. So a lot of things, they're planning a lot of things. Me, they just tell me, I'm just the founder. They just tell me, Mr. Founder, this is what we're doing. You know? Like I told you, they just told me that we want to profile you today. I said, please, if you should not do me like this. I said, no, I'm profiling you. So me, like I said, I'm just the founder. in fact, I am even a volunteer. I'm a volunteer in my own foundation. I'm a volunteer.
Somebody has a question for you. And this is coming from Oluwa Bukolami. She said that realism versus optimism. How do you balance these concepts in the pursuit of my goals? Okay.
So a lot of times you hear people say, "Oh, I'm a realist. Oh, I'm an idealist," and everything, which is. I mean, you know, a lot of people say those things, you know. But let me ask you a question, okay, which is in response to this, you know, to this question you asked me. If, for instance, you are someone that on a good day, you never, when you're driving your car, you never pick people into the car. You say, me, I'm a realist. People are dangerous. So if I'm driving my car, I can't, if someone beg me to pick them up, me, I don't like that kind of law. That's what you say. I don't want that kind of law. Now, one day you're driving. Then right in front of you, an accident took place. And it's just unfortunate that the accident that took place, the people involved in the accident, one of the people, you know the person, and the person is badly injured. Because of your realism, will you say today, I'm not going to take this person to hospital? Even though I know this person, unfortunately, I may have made up my mind, I don't allow anybody enter my car. Will you say that? No, probably not. You probably say, this is an unfortunate situation. How can I be of help? How can I make an exception today and put this person in my car and transfer or convey this person to the hospital? So my point is, there's a place to be a realist. There's a place to be an idealist. But whatever you do, give room for flexibility. Give room for flexibility. Now, when you know the balance is if that flexibility inhibits your personal growth and development, there is no worth compromising. Okay? There's no. I'll give you a very practical example now, just to wrap up that question. If, for instance, I'm someone that, which I am, I believe that no matter the circumstance, no matter what said, I can't steal. And someone just says, just this little money, just steal it for today now. What's the big deal? Can it big deal? Just steal this money for today. You know, will your life end? Now, it sounds like a fleeting, very easy decision to make, to be just for today, just a one-off. But will it inhibit my personal development in the long run? I'm trying to develop myself in character, in competence, in capacity, in integrity. Does it affect it? Does it put a clog in that wheel towards attaining those things? If the answer is yes, Ogbeni, sorry, I'm not stealing. Simple. I'm not stealing. You can see how to know the difference with the flexibility or not, how to create that balance. If to affect your personal growth and development, the answer is no. But if not, like the case of someone that had accidents, and you came here just by the scene, and you know this person, it's not fair to not be seen because nobody enters your car. You will not make an exception that day and just carry somebody to just the fact that you won't know the person again, will you just see the person and tell me, sorry, me, I made up a decision that I never carry people in my car, so no matter what, I'm sorry on your own. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. I don't know if you understood my analogy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
So for those that are just joining us, we've been discussing Start With Why, and Fola, I know he has been able to inspire us into understanding our purpose, putting some clarity, putting some framework to the discovery of purpose. He also talked about goal setting using an analogy. So we've touched on strategy development, and now he has spoken on leadership. So you can watch this video on my Instagram live. No, it's on IGTV, and I'm going to put up a post after now. So for those who just joined, you can catch it up there. Once again, you guys should help me thank Fola. This is a great opportunity, and also a big thank you to F&K Savings for helping us, with their platform. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for everyone here to learn something. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you so much.
Okay.
And for your conference that's coming up, I don't know when it's going to be. Please kindly keep us in the loop. We'll be more than grateful to do our bit. I mean, if it's to attend, if it's to volunteer, we'll do whatever we can to make sure it's a success. Because we are also nation builders. It's a collective responsibility. So thank you so much. People are saying thank you, Mr. Fola. Thank you for the wisdom. A big thank you to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the
so
time.
You guys have a nice day as we say bye for today.
Thank you very much, Okoyemi. Great work.
All right, sir.
Well
Thank
done.
you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Yeah, bye.